Hi everybody, my name is Thahmina Begum. I'm an artist, researcher and art psychotherapist with a background in youth and community development work. I'm based in Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. It's really lovely to see everyone here today, and I feel really privileged that I've been given an opportunity to share my practice. So what I've chosen to talk about today is both my artistic practice and my creative practice, and a project that I'm going to illuminate in my clinical practice as an art psychotherapist. So here much of my creative and clinical practice centres around creating psychological safe spaces. This is an international commission that I had called Issues in the Tissues, Pains in the Veins. Much of my creative practice is about identity and belonging and that self-awareness of creating safe spaces. This project, Issues in the Tissues, Pains in the Veins, explored intergenerational trauma. And this particular piece is called Bloodlines of Trauma. And if you can see closely, I try to use materialistic objects and materials that go back to my heritage. So I use saris at the bottom here, and then this is symbolic of the blood during the partition of war for Bangladesh's independence. It was quite a traumatic experience to go back to some of them emotions and feelings, and also it was quite a poignant project because I spoke to my mum, who brought back many memories and many experiences that she had during that time. And a couple of other images from that particular commission include this piece, which is called Molecules of Change. There are 7 colours inside, and this represents it takes 7 generations for intergenerational trauma to pass through the body. And here I've used screen print to look at memories and to look at the hybridity of identities, and then culminating in this piece at the bottom, which is called the Golden Baton of Change, which represents sort of my mum and then going to me and then to my daughter, and what you pass on internally, because it's gold on the outside, but then there's smelly cheese in the middle, and that represents the diseases and the illnesses and almost them sort of negative behaviour traits that you pass on from generation to generation, and what you can do to sort of break them cycles of behaviour. And what I love about my creative practice is the element of fun that you can have when you're representing quite sensitive and quite hard topics such as this, that you can educate people in this manner, but do it in a very, very creative way. I was really lucky that this particular commission exhibited nationally here in the UK and then also in Bangladesh as well. So I'm just going to, the last project that I'm going to talk about is one of my therapeutic art projects. So as an art psychotherapist, I worked across psychiatric units, schools, online, but my real passion is creating community art projects, community therapeutic art projects. And I'm just going to talk briefly about one of these projects. So this year I got to work with, it was a partnership project called Mapping Our Better Lives. And it was a partnership project with the British Library and Leeds Social Care with unaccompanied asylum seekers. And these young unaccompanied asylum seekers came from countries from all over the world, so from Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Iraq. And what I tried to do was create a really rich therapeutic art project where it's a stimulus for art therapy. And it was so amazing. So I tried to use lots of materials that the young people had not maybe used before. So this particular piece is called Journeys in a Jar, where there was lots and lots of imagery, metaphor with the things that they were creating and making. So many of them I thought really carefully and I planned really, really well. So many of them came through sands and different terrains, and that's what we tried to create within these jars. And we exhibited at Leeds Playhouse, which was the first, back in 2010, was the first theatre of Sanctuary in Leeds. And here you can see some of the end results of the young people's images. We use creative mapping to explore and communicate their stories of personal identity, journeys, home and belonging. And the young people said that it was so amazing for them to be able to talk about their journeys, about leaving home and their first experiences of coming to the UK. And for many of them, it was really, really, really traumatic. So bringing up these memories, but also bringing up memories of hope for a better future. It was really wonderful. So that a lot of the visitors described the exhibition as brilliant, emotive and just beautiful, which was really wonderful to see. The young people themselves said that it really helped their self-esteem and it helped grow that cultural capital. For many of them who have left their friends and their families back home, this particular project gave them the opportunity to develop friendships, social connections, as well as gain confidence in the English language. The therapeutic element, which is what I tried to create, was that psychological safe space. It gave them opportunity to reflect, to process and to express their stories of journeys and where they want to be now. The various art materials that I used gave the opportunity for the young people to play, to get messy, and to give that joy, that sense of joy and that pride of creating something, and to be able to exhibit as a prestigious art venue as well.